The Scarlet and Violet era continues to get better and better as each set releases. We've had Surging Sparks followed by Prismatic Evolutions, and we've got Journey Together coming out next month, and then the most anticipated set, at least in my opinion, the Team Rocket set, which is due to release in May or June of this year. Now, we have yet to see what the name of the English variant is, but the Japanese version will be the Glory of Team Rocket. So how is this new Team Rocket set impacting the market? Well, today we're going to be looking at cards specifically related to Team Rocket and seeing what kind of movements they are making, because they are making some moves, some of them making some really big moves, that is. Let's dive in. So we're going to go with one of my favorite sites, Polkadata, to look at what is going on in the market. And the first card we are going to be looking at today is the full art Jesse and James card from Hidden Fates. This card is being talked about by everyone right now. It's on TCG Player. Everywhere you look, it's this card with Jesse and James. It's a beautiful card. You got Meowth there in the corner and Wobbuffet just hanging out as well. It is currently going for $61.82 as per TCG Player, and a PSA 10 is bringing home a $268 ticket price. This card, no lie, I purchased it at around $18 to $20 about 2 months ago, and it has quadrupled, or tripled I should say, in price. And if we look here at just the tail end of December, it is exactly what it was. It was around $20 US, and it has just skyrocketed over the last month to around a $76 mark. We've trickled down a little bit here, but we're still at a very high point at $61.82. Population of a PSA 10 also pretty high, 7,900. But in all honesty, I do see some sort of correlation between this card and the new Rocket set that's coming out. Because in all honesty, there's no reason why this card should be tripling in price over 1 month time frame. And it was, I mean, I don't remember the pull rates were, but it was quite easy to get this card. And as I just said, I picked it up a couple months ago for just around $20. So it's, I mean, good on me, but really and truly, it is related, in my honest opinion, to what is happening with the new Rocket set that's coming out. It's kind of given a new birth to these cards, and people are starting to look at them again, and Jesse and James are one of them. The next card we're looking at is Giovanni's Charisma from Pokemon 151. This one over here was around a $12 or $13 card just in the middle of January, and then we see the surge. It got up to about $34 and has been around that $33. So we've seen it over double in price in just about 2 or 3 weeks. PSA 10 going for about $175 US as well, and just under 1,000 in the population. So another card, again, making some big movements here. This one you can kind of relate to Pokemon 151. It's a popular set. A lot of the Pokemon 151 cards are moving in price. This one has gone over double the amount, just around that same time when the Jesse and James card from Hidden Fates was moving. So I do feel there is some sort of correlation with that as well. And Giovanni's Charisma making some movements as well. By the way, this is a fantastic card. If I haven't spoken about it yet, just got him hanging out there on the sofa with Persian just lying down. I mean, everywhere you go, you got to see that Persian, and it's nice to have the two of them in the card. A lot of the cards that are with Giovanni have the Persian in it, and actually there's a couple that don't, and we're going to probably look at a few of them today. But just to focus on this card again here, it's a beautiful card, and I think there's a Master Ball just right there in the corner over here, and I think there's a few other balls over here. But it's a really cool card, and honestly, it's still kind of affordable. So if you haven't picked this one up, it's a good time to pick it up before it continues to rise or get more expensive, that is. Next up, we've got the full art Boss's Orders from Rebel Clash, another Giovanni card. This one over here, just at the tail end of December, was going for around $47 and has climbed up to about $55 here. So another card that's having some movement. Again, we've had about a $10 increase here. It's not as crazy as the other two cards, but still having some movement upwards. And this one is doing really well. A PSA 10 currently going for $106.50. Also pretty up there in comparison to what it was earlier, which was around that $70 mark. We've seen that one climb as well. Another Rocket card here, Boss's Orders. This one is a really nice one, and actually one of my favorite cards from Rebel Clash. I don't have too many cards that I like from Rebel Clash, but this one over here is one of my favorites. But I actually don't have it in my collection. The one I do have, though, is the rainbow one, and for some reason, that one is about half the price of what this one is, and we are going to be looking at that one as well today. But it's interesting that the two, which are very similar cards, but the rainbow one is worth half the price. I would thought that the rainbow one should be worth a little bit more, but the full art is the one that's more expensive. Boss's Orders, $55.57. And since we're talking about Boss's Orders, the Japanese variant also having a little bit of movement here is around $112 flat for quite some time, but just about a $20 increase here over the last month, also having some decent gains here. And again, it's the same card, essentially just the Japanese variant. but we're seeing, no matter what the language is here, some sort of movement with some of these rocket cards. $132 for this one is quite up there, actually, if you ask me. PSA 10, which is really odd, is only going for $60.58. So there might be a little bit something off with this one over here, but again, based on the data here, it seems like it's also on an upward trend. And the next one we're looking at here is the Boss's Orders, the secret rare, the rainbow rare, that is also from Rebel Clash, which is also making some movements here. So this one over here was around a $24, $25 card in the, I would say, middle of January, and then we started to see that movement upwards, and we're around at $28 mark now for this card. So about $3, up about $3 here with this one. A PSA 10 is going for $65.55. This is actually one of the cheaper cards that we're going to be looking at today from the Rocket lineup. And in my honest opinion, if you don't have it, I would grab this one right away because it's a decent price, and I can only see this one continuing to climb, especially with the trend that we're seeing with the Rocket cards right now. Boss's Orders, whether it's the secret rare, the rainbow rare, or just the regular full art version, we're probably going to see them both make some more movements before that Rocket set releases. And now is a good time, if you don't have them, to pick them up before they increase further, because if they go up a little bit more, I would say hold off, especially some of those cards that are already over that $60 mark. This one is under 30 bucks. It's fine. I think I'd still go for it, but just keep your eyes on it. If you're looking to grab it, I would grab it now before it gets a little bit too expensive. If it does cross the line of $35, I would say I would hold off until it drops in price a little bit before going back for it, because these cards will. I think the market is overinflated. We're going to see some correction at one point. People are going to die out of the hobby, and you'll be able to pick some of these things up for a relatively cheaper price. But as of right now, Boss's Orders secret rare going for $27.08. And the last card we're going to look at is a Way Back Wednesday, as I like to call it, Team Rocket Returns. Here comes Team Rocket's secret card, and this one over here, and you know, before I continue with this card for a second, if you haven't noticed, none of the cards that are from the original Team Rocket set made it onto this, because they haven't actually been making too much movement. I had a look at the Raichu, the Dark Raichu, the Dark Charizard. They've kind of been the same price. They haven't really made any movements, and it also could be due to the fact that the set is not going to have cards that are going to be like the Dark Pokemon. It's going to be first word Rocket, then the name of the Pokemon. So it's gonna be like Rocket's Mewtwo, Rocket Scyther, but it's not gonna be Dark Mewtwo or Dark Scyther. And I think maybe that's playing a factor with the reason why those cards are not moving. But just to focus on that again, that's one of the reasons why I didn't pick any of those cards today, because they're not having any movement. This one, however, is, and it's the oldest card, I believe, from the cards that we're looking at today. I believe it's from 2006. Here comes Team Rocket, or Team Rocket Returns, I should say. And this one over here, just over the last little while. So if we look at the beginning of January, we're around $153, and now we're up to about $162. So with this one, we're seeing about a $7 to $8 move with it. And if we look at the price of the PSA 10 here, going for $844, a very low population as well to add to that. There's only 24 that's circulating right now, and it's $844 for a PSA 10. It's quite insane. It's a really nice card. And you know, you can't go wrong with Jesse and James here. It's always great to have these two in a set. And I'm hoping that the glory of Team Rocket, as well as the English variant, includes these two in some shape or form, whether it's a full art, trainer card, whatever it is. I hope they make that set. I hope that Giovanni also makes it, and I believe Mewtwo has been spoken about and should make it as well. What would have been really cool is if they made it Giovanni's Mewtwo instead of Rocket's Mewtwo, but that's besides the point. We'll see what happens when the set comes out. But here comes Team Rocket from Team Rocket Returns, also another one to watch. So that's a quick look at 6 cards that are somewhat related to Team Rocket, whether it's Jesse and James or Giovanni. These are the cards that are making some movements right now. And it may be a good time to watch these cards to see if they have any further movement. And if you have them, maybe it's a good time to offload, because the market is at a very high point right now. The glory of Team Rocket coming out in April. I believe it's April 14th. And then we've got the English variant that does not have the name yet, which will be releasing sometime in May or June, which I am super excited for. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on these cards and the prices. And if there are other Rocket cards that I may have missed, you know, there's a whole bunch of them across various different sets that I may have missed. I didn't look at any of the Gym Hero Gym Challenge cards, so if you see something that moved with that, with the Rocket cards that is specifically, let me know. Drop it in the comments. And if you guys got this far in the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. My name's TRV. You guys are the greatest, and we'll see you next time.